Sandy Weisberger, By the Numbers.
I was toting my pack along the dusty Winnemucca road.
As a man who loves media, Sandy started off in the #1 spot, the #1 DMA, that is. After Sandy was born in 1948 in Kingston, Pennsylvania, to Mother Belle and Father Bill, the Weisbergers moved to Queens, New York, and became another voice in the largest DMA in America. When he wasn't playing ball down the block, he loved watching the New York Yankees rule Gotham with an iron mitt. To this day, Sandy's rarely seen without a Yankees cap, just one example of how some things never change. When it came time, Sandy enrolled at the University of Bridgeport in 1965. Armed with the intent to pursue an engineering degree, he was more interested in Newton than Nielsen. But 5 years later, his interest in communications and business won out, and Sandy emerged from school with a Bachelor's of Science in Marketing. After graduation, Sandy combined his interest in physics with an aptitude for numbers by becoming a Long Island taxi driver and dispatcher. From driving a cab, Sandy went on to manage a Gertz department store, until 3 years later when he heard about an opportunity from his sister's friend's son's friend. Remember now, Monster.com was still 30 years away. Shortly after an interview, Sandy began his long career in advertising in the New York powerhouse agency Ted Bates as a media planner and worked on accounts like Wonder Bread. After Ted Bates, Sandy became a senior media planner at SSC&B and then transitioned to the client side when he took a media analyst position at PepsiCo in Purchase, New York in 1976. From #1, Sandy made his way to the third largest DMA in the U.S., Chicago. He started his Windy City career at McCann Erickson as an associate media director, where he may have won the most important negotiation of his life. It was in Chicago and at the very same agency that Sandy met and later married his wife, Darlene, a fellow media planner. #3 was soon replaced by #5, Dallas, Texas. Sandy became a VP media director at Bozell & Jacobs in 1980, where he spent time working with clients such as Quaker Oats and Greyhound. Regarded as a period of expansion and recovery for the agency, the next 5 years would see the Weisbergers spend time in Phoenix, that's DMA #12, and Minneapolis, DMA #15. While in Minneapolis, his son Brian would be born before the family headed back down to Dallas. More turbulence in Bozell & Jacobs would lead Sandy to similar media director roles at Cunningham & Welch and then GSD&M. It was also in this second stint in Dallas that the family grew by one when daughter Jamie entered the world. In 1987, Sandy settled on #88, Madison, Wisconsin. Lured back to the Midwest, Sandy became the media director as well as a partner at Hebing, a post that would hold until retirement in 2008. During his tenure on Wisconsin Avenue, Sandy not only embraced his work, but he also became immersed in the community. For example, when he couldn't find a suitable Little League for his son, he founded the Fitch-Rona Little League with other area parents. Moreover, he was an active member of AdFed, a constant volunteer at Taste of Madison, and Sandy worked closely with the United Way of Dane County and the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. Today, Sandy continues his community outreach and constantly strengthens his support of the advertising and media industry in Madison. Stops in 1, 3, 5, 12, 15, and 88 have all added up to a career worth celebrating and worth honoring with this year's award. Congratulations, Sandy.